Okay, magandang umaga po sa lahat. Welcome to the 9th joint public hearing of the Quad Committee. On behalf of the Committee on Dangerous Drugs, the meeting is now called to order.
On behalf of the Committee of Public Order and Safety, this Quadcom hearing is now called to order.
For the Committee on Human Rights, this Quad meeting is now called to order.
For the Committee on Public Accounts, this hearing is now called to order.
Okay, Comsec, can you please lead a prayer for today's committee hearing?
We would like to request everyone to please stand for our prayer. And let us place ourselves in the presence of God. O divine Creator, gracious and merciful Lord, we humbly thank you for your constant presence as we gather in your name, seeking your wisdom and blessings in our quest for truth and justice. We sincerely ask for your forgiveness and pray that you cleanse our hearts and minds so that we may be worthy of your divine guidance. With your almighty hands, lead us gently towards the right path and help us achieve our aspirations as a nation under God. Hear the cries of those who have been oppressed and victimized by violence and use these proceedings as a means for them to find the justice they deserve. Help us find peace in your hearts, in our hearts, and clarity with our minds. Feel clouded so that we may not condemn in haste. Finally, dear Lord, grant us the strength to face our unseen struggles within and the courage to navigate the storms that weigh heavy on our spirits so that we may emerge stronger and wiser through the trials we face. We humbly ask this in your mighty name. Amen. And please remain standing for our national anthem to be led by Kimo Gumatay, the Grand Champion, Idol Philippines Season 2.
Bayang magiliw, perlas ng silanganan, halab ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupig. Di ka pasisiil, sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong bughaw. May dilag ang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kislap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagniningning. Ang bituin at araw niyang kailan pag may di magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng luwal, hatit pagsinta, buhay ay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya ng pag may mga api ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Thank you. That's Mr. Kimo Gumatay, the Grand Champion of Idol Philippines Season 2.
Thank you, Mr. Gumatay. Now we proceed with the next part of our agenda for today is the roll call of members and acknowledgement of resource persons. Any motion?
Mr. Chair,
Congressman Akop?
may respectfully move that we dispense with the calling of the rolls. So move, Mr. Chair.
There is a motion to dispense with the calling of the roll. Duly seconded. Hearing no objection, the motion is carried. The next part of the agenda for today's committee hearing is the approval of the minutes of the meeting held last October 11, 2024. Any motion? Is there any motion?
Mr. Chair, may we respectfully move that we dispense with the reading of the minutes of the last hearing. So move, Mr. Chair.
There is a motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes of the last hearing held October 11, 2024. Duly seconded. Hearing no objection, the motion is carried. So we will now proceed with the next part of the agenda, and please allow the chair for his opening remarks. Honorable Senior Deputy Speaker Aurelio Dong Gonzales, Deputy Speaker J.J. Suarez, Co-Chairman and Vice Chair of the Quadcom, our former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the 9th meeting of this joint committee. Today, we shall continue this hearing on the extrajudicial killings that took place on a massive and wide scale during the war on drugs of the last administration. In the last hearing, we listened to the testimonies of some of the victims' families, the testimonies of Kerwin Espinosa, whose father was killed inside the provincial detention facility in Baybay, Leyte, during the serving of a search warrant, and the testimonies of those police officers who served the warrant. Today, we shall hear the testimonies of the jail guards who were on duty at that time. We hope to find out the circumstances from their perspective, given the conflicting versions of the resource persons who testified previously. We also heard the testimony of former PNP Colonel Royina Garma. In her affidavit and testimony, she admitted that the extrajudicial killings were conceptualized based on the Davao model or template, a system that has been in operation in Davao City the whole time that former President Rodrigo Duterte served as the mayor. In the alleged template, for every drug personality killed, a monetary reward is given to the killer. Colonel Garma pointed to former Davao City Police Chief, now Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa, as the implementer of the Davao City war on drugs when Mayor Rodrigo Roa Duterte became president. She then revealed that former colleague Colonel Edilberto Leonardo was the one chosen by the former president to head the nationwide implementation of the war on drugs, together with then PNP Chief Ronald Bato de la Rosa and then Special Assistant to the President Christopher Bongo, who allegedly handled the reward system of the implementation. We have seen the facts and the figures of the bloody war on drugs. By official police records, thousands upon thousands lost their lives due to the wrong manner and excessive use of force and the abuses committed by those who implemented Oplan Tokhang and Oplan Double Barrel. The reward is simply too tempting to let pass, resulting to the gruesome and systematic massacre of people whose names were included in the so-called narco list, either before they were killed or added later on to justify their killings. From the testimonies of both sides of the killing fields, we established that indeed extrajudicial killings was an indispensable part of the war on drugs, encouraged as it was by the leadership that emboldened the perpetrators to carry out with the promise of great reward, which was indeed and in fact delivered. Hindi po gawa-gawa ng Quadcom ang mga nasabing bagay na ito. Ito po ay napatunayang totoong nangyari noong mga panahong yon. Marami pa po ang mga dumarating at nagsasalaysay ng kanilang mga malagim na karanasan. Sina Colonel Garma, Colonel Mendoza, Colonel Padilla ay kusang loob na nagsalaysay ng kanilang nalalaman ukol sa mga karahasang ito na hindi naman sana kailangan gawin kung may paggalang lamang tayo sa buhay ng tao, sa mga karapatang pantao at may takot sa Diyos. Ang akala natin noon ay ilan lamang ang mga biktima at lahat sila ay nanlaban kung kaya't sinapit ang kanilang katapusan sa kamay ng batas. Ngayon lamang po natin nalaman na hindi pala ganoon ang totoong pangyayari. Sa pamamagitan ng mga pamilya ng mga biktima at sa pag-amin na din ng mga dating inatasan na magpatupad nito, ating naliwanagan ang katotohanan. Sa ganitong kadahilanan, tungkulin ng Kongresong ito, ng buong gobyerno, ng lahat ng ahensya at nating lahat na magtulungan upang siguruhin na mabigyan ng tamang hustisya ang bayan at ang biktima at magbalangkas ng mga hakbang upang tiyakin na hindi na mangyayari pang muli ang mga ito sa ating kasaysayan. Titiyakin natin na sa ating poder dito sa Kongreso ay may mga isusulong tayong panukala upang mabantayan palalo ang ating mga karapatan. Sa tiwala ninyong lahat sa Quadcom, kami ay nagpapasalamat at nangangakong hindi dito magtatapos ang lahat. Umpisa pa lamang po ito ng pagkamit ng hustisya para sa bayan. Magandang umaga at maraming salamat po. The next to deliver his opening remarks is the Chair of the Committee on Human Rights, Congressman Benny Abante. You are now recognized.
Maraming salamat, Mr. Chair, sa atin pong Senior Deputy Speaker, Don Gonzales, sa ating Deputy Speaker, J.J. Suarez. Gayun din, kinikilala ko ang former Pangulo ng Pilipinas, GMA. Gayun din ay sa aking mga tireless na mga co-chairs, distinguished colleagues na kasama po natin dito, At gayon din po, gusto ko rin kilalanin ang dating Senador Lala de Lima at ang ating mga resource persons. Mga kababayan, magandang umaga po sa inyo. As we open this 9th hearing of the Quad Committee, let me begin by saying that this representation is heartened by the progress we have made. The journey has not been easy. It has been long and tedious and tiring. But though our work is far from over, we have already begun to see action as a result of the information and evidence we have gathered. Ito po ay binanggit na sa atin ng pinaka-chair po ng Quadcom na ito, si Congressman Ace Barbers. For example, together with my fellow chairs, we have filed a bill, House Bill number 10986, that seeks to classify extrajudicial killings as heinous crimes, crimes that, if proven, will be punishable by life imprisonment or 20 to 40 years in prison. Ito po ay significant step towards ensuring that those who commit such grave acts will face the full force of the law, whoever they might be. Ito po ay hakbang para di na maulit ang karumal-dumal na patayan na naganap sa war on drugs, a war that unfairly and tragically claimed the lives of innocents in the name of protecting the innocent. The war on drugs po na ginawa ng dating administrasyon, wala po akong problema dyan. Ang malaking problema ko ay kung bakit kinakailangan merong mga pinatay na more than 20,000. Yan ang malaking problema ng ating bayan ngayon. We have also filed a bill, House Bill number 10987, that seeks to prohibit all forms of offshore gaming operations in the country and provide penalties for violations thereof. Additionally, the House Quad Committee has turned over critical documents to the Office of the Solicitor General. These documents pertain to the land acquisitions and properties believed to be owned, procured, or acquired by Chinese nationals in violation of our Constitution. We have urged the OSG to move swiftly and file severe forfeiture cases against those accused of fraudulently obtaining Philippine citizenship to illegally acquire land and operate businesses here. Our message is clear. We cannot allow foreigners to steal our land under our very noses. The law must be applied. And no one should profit from actions that undermine the integrity of our nation, especially foreigners who exploit the gaps and weaknesses in our bureaucracy. Meron ding mga LGU na kasama dito sa pagkakabenta ng mga lupang ito. Samantalang napakaraming mga kababayan natin ang walang lupa at walang bahay, pero itong mga foreigners na ito ay nagmamay-ari na napakalaking lupa sa iba't ibang dako sa ating bansa. It is true that the gears of the law may sometimes grind slowly, but as we have seen, when properly oiled with testimony, evidence, and the steadfast desire to obtain justice, those gears will eventually crush the guilty. Our work may be exhausting, and at the end of each hearing, we may find ourselves tired and weary, but we know it is worth it when we see our patience and perseverance rewarded with progress. We know it is worth it when we see justice being served. To the craven who continue to run and hide in order to evade the long reach of the law, or those who cannot own up to their actions and face this committee, your time will come. To former President Rodrigo Duterte, who has signified his intention to appear before the Quad Committee, get well soon. Sana po makapunta kayo sa susunod na hearing. Sana po samahan ka ng ibang invited personalities na nagtatago pa rin. Sana po sa pagpunta nyo rito, maraming mga katanungan ang maaari po ninyong sagutin. My friends, The Bible offers us encouragement in Galatians chapter 6, verse number 9, and I quote, "And let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not." End of quote. This passage speaks directly to the spirit that drives the Quad Committee. It reminds us that while the path of justice is often long and arduous, it is a path worth walking. It is this commitment to a just cause that gives us the willpower and endurance to hold these marathon hearings and to slowly unearth the evidence that will be responsible for exacting accountability for years of wrongdoing. To my fellow members, to the resource persons who have come forward with the truth, and to every Filipino who yearns for a just society, let us continue to press on. We may grow tired, but we will not give up. We believe that the pursuit of justice is not only our duty, but our calling. At dahilan po sa ating Quad Committee hearings na ito na po ang pinapanood ng maraming ating mga kababayan. Ayon nga po sa sinabi sa article ng Chief Justice Art Panganiban na ito pong Quadcom na ito ang pinaka-telenovela ng maraming mga kababayan. Bakit po? Sapagkat live and real time ang ating pinag-uusapan dito. Kaya mga kaibigan, sa aking mga kasangga, maraming salamat po. And may we continue to serve the cause of justice with faith in the Almighty and unwavering resolve. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Congressman Abante. The next to deliver his opening remarks is the Chair of the Committee of Public Order and Safety, Congressman Dan Fernandez. You are recognized.
Mr. Chairman, I will not be delivering any preliminary remarks on this ninth committee hearing.
Thank you, Congressman Fernandez, for cooperating. The next to deliver his opening remarks is Congressman Caraps Paduano, the Chair of the Committee on Public Accounts.
Thank you,
are
Mr.
recognized.
Chairman. As practiced by this representation, I would like to submit once again my opening remarks to expedite the discussion, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you likewise for cooperating, Congressman Paduano. We now proceed with the next part of the agenda. Comsec, you are directed to recognize and acknowledge the presence of our honorable members and acknowledge as well the presence of our resource persons for today's committee hearing. Comsec.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Honorable members of this committee, ladies and gentlemen. For this ninth joint public hearing, we have with us the following members: Representative Robert Ace S. Barbers, Senior Deputy Speaker Aurelio Don Gonzales Jr., Representative Dan S. Fernandez, Representative Joseph Stephen Caraps Paduano, Representative Bienvenido M. Abante Jr., Deputy Speaker David J.J. Suarez, Representative Romeo M. Acop, Representative Arlene Brosas, Representative George Patrol Bustos, Representative Jervil Jinky Betrix R. Luistro, Representative Raul Daniel A. Manuel, Representative Jonathan Keith T. Flores, Representative Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, Representative Francisco Paulo P. Ortega V, Representative Johnny T. Pimentel, Representative Grace Christine Singson Mihan, Deputy Speaker, Representative Jefferson Conghun, Representative Salvador Plato, Representative Reynante U. Arrogancia, Representative Franz Castro, Representative Steve Chongbian Solon, Representative Ray T. Reyes, Representative Arthur S. Garcia Jr., Representative Ramon Rodrigo Gutierrez, Representative Franz S. Pumaren, Representative Bonifacio L. Busita, Representative Roberto V. Puno, Representative Crispin Jigo Ping Rimulya. For our resource persons, Your Honors, for our resource persons, we have from the Bureau of Immigration, we have with us the Commissioner, Attorney Joel Anthony M. Viado, and Attorney Victor Uncad. From the Commission on Human Rights, we have the Chair, the chairperson, Attorney Richard P. Palpalatok, Mr. Dennis De La Peña, and Ms. Rachel Pilayo. From the Department of Justice, we have Assistant Prosecutor Agnes Arellano. From the National Police Commission, we have Honorable Alberto A. Bernardo, the chairperson and the executive officer of NAPOLCOM, and Director Chito Noel Bustonera and Director Edmar B. Pares, and also Attorney Neylan Ley Gandeza and Ms. Jinky Rose Palabrica, all of NAPOLCOM. From the National Bureau of Investigation, we have its Assistant Director for Investigation, Attorney Angelito Magno, Ms. Attorney Omar M. Orilie, Attorney Dennis Victor Asistio, and Attorney Florendo Gamunak. From the Office of the Solicitor General, we have Attorney Lorelai Castro, Attorney Lenny Layug Delfin, Mr. Niel E. Lorenzo, and Mr. Ruben Aison Jr., Senior State Prosecutor. From the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency, we have its Director General, General Moro Virgilio Lazo, Attorney Gil T. Pabilona, Director Emeterio M. Bitong, Attorney Francis Del Valle, and Director Wardley M. Hitalia, and also Colonel Rolando Magno. From the Philippine National Police, we have with us Attorney Brigido De Jesus Dulay of their Internal Affairs, Police Brigadier General Constancio Chinayog Jr., the Chief of PNP DPRM, Police Brigadier General Nicolas Torre III of CIDG, Police Brigadier General Eleazar Mata of PIDEG, Police Colonel Lito E. Patay, Police Colonel Roland A. Villela, Police Colonel Hector Guijaldo Jr., Police Colonel Serafin Pitalio, Police Colonel and now retired Jovi S. Penido, Police Lieutenant Colonel Chuck Barandog, Police Major Kenneth Paul C. Albotra, Police Major Leo Laraga, Police Corporal Junjun Obales, Police Major Emil Garcia, Police Colonel Raycon Garduque, and the Chief of Police, former Chief of Police of Laguna, Police Colonel Pastor Castillo, and Police Lieutenant Colonel Brian Dexter Andulan, and also we have with us Police General Reynaldo Tamundong and Police Colonel Pablito